Hello everybody, it's Ethan Cordes and I'm back again with another video. This week the metric I want to talk about is accelerations. So what counts as an acceleration, right? Although the name may feel self-explanatory, like the other stats or metrics that we talk about, there is a certain value or threshold that must be met. So an acceleration counts is if you change a velocity by 3 meters per second squared. So what that means in non-mathy terms is if 1 second you cover 0 meters, right, you're not moving at all, the next second you have to cover 3 meters. If in the first second you're covering 1 meter, so that's probably like a light jog, and the next second you have to cover 4 meters, right? Because you started with 1 plus 3 gets you to 4. So it's not quite as simple as, well, I'm running at 15%, I'm running at 20%. That's not quite an acceleration. So accelerations in soccer. So what are some examples of actions that could qualify? It's hard to say for sure what examples will qualify because you could be doing any of these things at a speed that, like, you're increasing your speed, but you're not quite increasing it enough for it to be an acceleration, right? But some of these examples could be if you're checking to the ball, right, and you want it, so you're moving towards it quickly. If you take someone on one-on-one, right, if you slow down to do your move and beat them and then exploding out of it, right, that could also qualify. Or if you're on the back line, right, and you guys want to get your line up quickly, right, you will likely be accelerating to do that. The last thing I want to talk about here is this study, activity profiles in U17, U20, and senior women's Brazilian national soccer teams. I know it's not data from the American U.S. youth national teams, right? But it is still data from a youth national team, which is good to look at. So in the green box is the acceleration, right? In the column that says player positioning, right, we have CD for central defender, FB for fullback, MD for mid, and FW for forward. Right, and then we have columns for senior, U20, and U17. 0405s, I know you guys are U19s, right? So that is not exactly perfect, but U20 is only a 1-year difference, and unfortunately they don't have data for U19s. So one thing I want to point out to you is, so you have a number plus or minus another number, right? So let's go to the U17 column. That first row says 165 plus or minus 21.5. So that 165 is the average of accelerations across everybody. So on the PDF I send out every week from StatSport, right, that little gray bar represents the average. Now, that plus or minus 21.5 means that everybody on the whole team falls within that range, right? So if our average is 165, that means the person with the least amount of accelerations was around about 145, 144 range, right? And that means the person with the most accelerations was at about 186. Otherwise, there's the data. You guys can look at it for your appropriate age group. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and let me know. Otherwise, that's all I got for this video. I will be back next week with another video.